All right, welcome to Jack Dodson's Racing Insider News. Still no Scott Allen, but we have better than Scott Allen. We got Atley Wiese with us for this week, so we got better than Scott. So and he can walk and talk and everything, and drive a race car. That's more than I can say for Scott. So that's a pretty good deal. All right, and one of the show tonight is presented by Papa John's, our locally owned and operated Papa John's from the Hampton Roads area. They sent us up a couple pizzas. I know Dwaine's done have one, so I know it must be good. He ate one. Tristan ate one. Plenty more to eat, so keep on going here. All right, let's thank the rest of our sponsors for the show this week. Well, I'm going to try to thank Smith's Wraps and Graphics. They're going to help us with our weekly news every week. NC 811, Brian Morehouse. Thank you, Brian, for all he's doing. He's going to be a part of the show. Well, it's not going to be a part of the show, but he helped set up the part of the show tonight. GAC, Great American Companies, Enterprises Incorporated. That is Guillermo Amaya from Herndon, Virginia. He's got construction business all up and down the East Coast, mostly dealing with big businesses and everything. So if you have something you want to talk with him about, get in touch with him. Bondurant Brothers Distillery. I can't put Bondurant Brothers out here tonight, so anyway. But Robert Bondurant, we want to thank Robert for everything he does. Pepsi, the official soft drink of the Jack Dodson Show. How you like that? That was pretty good, wasn't it? MPM Marketing, Tanya McAllister and everybody down at MPM. They got a brand new guy join them this week as one of their clients. Jared Fryer is going to be one of their clients, so good luck to them. Factory Canopies, they give us the chairs here and the covers here. So if you need a tent, chairs, car cover, everything, contact Andrea Calkins at Factory Canopies, and she'll help you out with that. Black Acid Custom Apparel. They've given us some shirts and we got. Did you ever see the other shirts we had? The one Ed Scott's picture on it. That's the one I ain't sure about, so I don't show it very often. Safety Clean, Performance Plus Motor Oil, and of course Langley Speedway. I want to thank Bill and Chuck and Vaughn for letting us come here and be a part of the show there and be here at the racetrack every week. That's a big deal for us. So as we go to our news, our Smith's Wraps and Graphics news. If I can get that graphic back up, there it is. All right, Smith's Wraps and Graphics weekly racing roundup. Down at COTA this past weekend, the Circuit of Americas at COTA, Ross Chastain won the Cup race. The Xfinity race was won by A.J. Allmendinger, and I'm going to tell you something, that Cup race was pretty good.
That was awesome. I mean, there was multiple times where I thought Bowman was going to win, then I thought Dinger was going to win, then I thought Chastain was going to win. I mean, and who would have thought that one of the best finishes of the season was going to be at a road course?
That was pretty awesome. Now, a lot of people talking trash about the move that was made.
Cup race.
But you're on the last lap of a Cup race going for your first win.
For sure.
Both of those guys he was racing with have won races before. So he was going for his. I'd have probably hit my mom and run her off the road. So, we're going to do what we got to do to get that win. But congratulations to Ross Chastain. I'm glad to see the Watermelon Man finally got a win. In the Truck Series, Zane Smith got a win. Another good finish there when 4 cars coming into the turn, 3 of them just moved themselves right out of the way, and Zane Smith shot to the inside and won the race. That was a big deal. So congratulations to Zane Smith. Down at Goodyear, All-American Raceway. I didn't get a lot of results from down there. I know in the Bando race, Phoenix Kimball got the win. Gonna talk trash now, or you? No, that's your teammate now. You can't talk trash. I'm sorry. I was gonna see if you talk trash about her. Atley Wiese finished second.
Man, he's something else.
Hey, he's something out there now, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
How many wins we gonna get this year?
I don't know. We'll see.
All right, and then I think the best thing I heard all weekend was that Aiden Zedrich was back in the race car this week. And I think he's been in it one time before, like testing it or something. But he actually was in the race car. I think, did he race the whole race this time?
Yeah, he raced the whole race. That was awesome to see.
I heard he was a little sore when he got out. It hurt a little bit. But I'm going to tell you something. With his story, that is great to see he was back out there. At Crisp Motorsports Park, the Super Late Models was won by Bubba Pollard. That's part of the Georgia Spring Nationals. And the Pro Late Models was won by Justin South. Up at Caraway, they had the modifieds up there. Caleb Hetty. Never heard of Caleb Hetty before, but he finally beat Matt Hirschman. Matt Hirschman been winning all the races this year. He finally beat him for that. In the Cars Tour race at Hickory, late model stocks was Chad McCumbee, and the Pro Late Models, William Sawalich got the win. So that was pretty much all the big deal for the weekend as far as racing. And I see Miss Sandra Holmes is already sitting here ready to go. So we're going to go ahead and get her on here and get started with her. Because we got Dwaine Skinnell. We want to have to talk to him for a long time because he's such a legend in this sport. So we want to make sure, we talk to him. So let's get Sandra on here. Hello, Sandra. How you doing?
Well, I'm doing great. How about yourself, Jack?
We're doing wonderful up here. I know you're doing better because your weather's a whole lot better than what we got, I'm sure.
Well, it's been a crazy weather day, a couple of days.
It's cold here. It's cold.
It's a little warmer, but big storms here today and last night. Kind of unusual.
So I know you're excited about the race at Martinsville. Tell us a little bit about what you got going on there with being ready to go to Martinsville.
Oh my gosh, it's fantastic. We are very excited to be the title sponsor of the Call 811 Before You Dig 250, powered, of course, by call811.com. It's coming up on April 8th, Friday, April 8th. We're very excited to be going there to experience the race and be involved in all the activities throughout the whole day. We have 13 811 centers and a couple of underground utility companies that are multi-state footprint. They're coming with us, and we're very excited to be a part of it.
Well, I know that's a big deal but one thing I am sorry about, you have to deal with Brian Morehouse, and I'm really sorry that you have to deal with him like we do. But everybody has to have their time with him.
I'm not. I am very pleased. I the first time I met Brian was in this project, and he's been great to work with. And, he's helped us through this process, getting our display put together, all the advice he's given us about NASCAR. We couldn't be happier. North Carolina 1-1 is very lucky to have him.
And you were out at you did the race at Phoenix last year, right? You were out there for that?
We did. We had our first opportunity to be a title sponsor of a similarly named race, the Call It One Before You Dig 200, by just Arizona 811 sponsored that race out here at Phoenix Raceway in March. And it wasn't our first experience with NASCAR, but certainly at that level. And we got so much great exposure, but we really wanted to share that opportunity with many other 811 centers across the country. So that's what we did for the Martinsville race. NASCAR gave us that opportunity again. And again, we partnered with, there's 13 of us that are a part of it, 13 811 centers that are coming out. Well,
cool. Now, one of the things we're going to do this week, we're going to give away 2 tickets to the Call Before You Dig 811 Xfinity race at Martinsville. Mm-hmm. So if you want the tickets, you have to come on, put your name up here that you want the tickets. We'll, at the end of the show, I'm going to have Atley pick a name to give the tickets to. Then I'll get your phone number. You can contact Brian and get the tickets from Brian. So we're excited about that. So we're ready to do that. I know you're ready for a big weekend. Now, my question to you is, how did 811 get involved with NASCAR?
Well, many years ago, we really recognized that NASCAR fans were our people, right? They are smart, they're creative, they're crafty. So we know that they do things themselves, which includes a lot of home projects that involve digging. So we really wanted to make sure that they were informed about the service to keep them safe, and of course protect the underground utilities so that their services don't get damaged and taken out, because many people rely on those services every day. So we originally started our partnership with Joey Logano, actually, during his rookie year. He was a great industry spokesperson for us. And then when he signed on to Team Penske, we had the opportunity to have our industry messaging on his car several times throughout every year. So we supported them as Arizona 811. We supported them, and then also many of the 811 centers across the country had local partnerships with the tracks in their state and kept our messages in front of those very important and powerful fans. So then we already talked about it. Back in 2021, we had Arizona 811 had the opportunity to be a title sponsor for that Xfinity race in Phoenix in March. And now again, we get this additional time to have another title sponsorship in Martinsville. And we're really excited for the fact that Martinsville is a short track. It's a night race. It's one of those race for cash, dash for cash races. And then, the big thing for us is getting more junior loving eyes on the race, we hope, because Dale Jr. is racing in it.
I know that's going to be a big deal for you guys to have Dale Jr. back in the race car for that weekend. That's going to be big.
We hope so, and we think so. And, we were couldn't have been happier to have that announced right after our partnership solidified, really.
Now, you also got to throw the green flag for that race out in Arizona too, right?
I did. It was amazing. I got to climb up the big, tall cactus flag stand. I've never had done that before. Obviously, nobody. Who gets to do that? And I didn't get to wear the cool helmet, though. I really wanted to put that helmet on, but they said no. But I did get to wave the green flag to start that race. I was pretty surprised at how much wind those cars cause when they pass under that flag stand. It kind of blew my hair straight sideways. It was exhilarating, really, and I didn't realize how hard it was going to be to wave a flag. They said, do it in a certain pattern, and I did my best to do that, but that wind just basically did whatever it took. They did tell me, don't let it go. It'll kill someone. So
yeah, don't do that. We don't
want to get all.
Now, one of the things they got going on at Martinsville, and I'm sure you've heard about it, is the famous hot dogs out there at Martinsville. So how many are we going to eat when you get out there to Martinsville?
I was going to say, I have heard that there's an amazing hot dog there. And I'm not your typical hot dog connoisseur, but when it's iconic, I'm definitely going to try it. So, and then I did hear that there's kind of a contest, right? A hot dog eating contest in Martinsville.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Maybe if I'm hungry enough, I might give it a whirl.
You can walk through the garage.
How much I could probably pack in.
You walk through the garage. Yeah, Elliott Saddle's got the record. But you walk through the garage area and you see the tally marks all over the walls where they put tally marks of how many hot dogs they've ate. And believe me, they're good, but they're not good enough to sit there and eat all day like them guys do. I'm gonna tell you, they'll tear them up.
I watched some of those contests. It looks like there's quite a trick to getting them down after a while.
Oh, these guys just go at it. How many hot dogs you had at Martinsville? I know you've had a bunch of them.
Well, I can't wait to try them.
Now, where will 811, your booth or whatever, be located at when they come to the racetrack on Saturday?
Well, right next to the big stage, right as you enter the gate, we have some exciting things for us to have there, some fun activities. We have a really sweet young racer, Miley Smith, who's going to be there with her race car. They're being sponsored by Virginia 811, so she's going to be there to meet and greet our guests that come to the booth. We also have one of our partners out of Michigan called Miss Dig 811. They're bringing an activity vehicle that helps to teach people who go through it a little bit about our service and how it keeps them safe and protects the underground utilities.
So are you going to be able to
keep a lot of things to give away too? Well, while people come to our booth, we're going to be giving away a lot of things.
So you're going to be able to keep Brian busy during all this because, Brian's just one of those people that likes to get involved in a lot of stuff. So are you going to be able to keep him busy?
Brian seems to keep himself busy, which is really nice.
He's got you fooled. He's got you fooled, dude. I see how that works. Got you fooled.
No, he's
Hey, look,
he's
when I come up there that Saturday, I'm gonna come looking for you. There's a
Good.
lot of stories I can tell you about Brian.
Did you?
And Brian would love for me to let you know some of these stories that I've got on him.
Oh, I'm sure he's really dying for you to tell me every one of them.
So, what other sponsors do you have involved with you guys as far as all the stuff you got going on at Martinsville?
We've got, as part of our title sponsorship, the supporters of it, we've got, like I mentioned, many of the 811 centers. There's Miss Dig 811 out of Michigan, Ohio 811, Blue Stakes 811 of Utah, North Carolina 811, South Carolina 811, Texas 811, Colorado 811. Of course, there's a theme in their name. Georgia 811, USA North 811 of California, Tennessee 811, and then our utilities that are multi-state, our Verizon Business and Southwest Gas, they joined the support, the sponsorship support for this race as well. So we have a lot of people.
That's really cool that you got all these people from all these other places involved.
I didn't have to sell it too hard for these people. They were pretty excited about the opportunity as much as I was. So, and they didn't just, throw their dollars in. They put a lot of heart and soul into making it work and putting together our plan for spreading the word and getting our message out to, like I said, those great fans that NASCAR has.
Well, I know you're excited and can't wait to get up here and be a part of this. And I can't wait to see you guys up here next weekend. So I'll be up at Martinsville too. So that'd be great.
Good. I can't wait to meet you there. And I'm hoping that the weather stays decent for the race. I don't care if it's cold; just keep it dry. So we have a.
Tell me about it. I hope we have good weather because we would really like to see some good weather around here right now. So anyway, well, Sandra, I appreciate. Oh, I got one more question I got to ask you. I'm sorry, I looked right over this question.
Okay.
This was a question that was sent to me. I'm supposed to ask you, how great a person is Brian Morehouse?
I could say it 100 different ways. He's been a great partner for this. He's put in really heart and soul into getting our booth coordinated, answered a lot of questions, provided a ton of information for us. It's going to be a great event, and a lot of it's going to be due to Brian, really.
Well, Brian started with us. I mean, when he got the job with North Carolina 811, he kind of hooked up with us. So we tell him we're his flagship. We're here. We started this. So we may try to make him look good.
Well, he said he's been on your program a few times. So I'm sure he's provided some great information about what we do and how we do it and why.
He's a good guy. He's a good guy, and I really appreciate him.
That's right. We want to expose and make people aware of this service because it's very important to keeping them safe when they're doing work on their property or when they do it for their job as well. So, making sure people get those utilities marked before any digging is probably the most important thing you can do when you're working out in the field.
You got that right. You have a message, you don't. Anyway, all right. Same thing I said before. If you want a chance to win some tickets to the call 811 race at the Xfinity race at Martinsville Speedway on September the 9th. Listen to me. April the 9th. Leave your name, and we're going to pick the name in a little bit and who's going to get the tickets, and we'll get in touch with Brian, and Brian will take care of everything from there.
Can I say one more thing?
Yes,
I mentioned the booth. I mentioned we're giving away a lot of things. We also have a big drawing for some great items as well. You come to our booth if you're there and enter for the drawing for these great prizes. We have a Yeti cooler and a lot of other, a grill, a griddle. We've got all kinds of things to give away. So please come take a look at our booth. Come see us and get involved in our drawing.
Hey, Sandra, don't let Brian walk off with none of that stuff.
I'll watch his pockets.
Yeah, you better watch him good. He's one of those people you got to keep an eye on. Anyway, thank you very much for being with us tonight. I know you're a busy person, got a lot going on. And we'll see you out here next weekend.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
And thank you for being with us, and we appreciate it. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right. 1-1, you're not eligible because you're on the show. You're not eligible for the ticket. Okay. Atley's not eligible either.
Man.
So, Tristan, I'll let you be eligible because you're just a driver. You're just a driver. He's the ho-ho. He's a crew chief. They don't need that stuff.
They shouldn't even be in there.
You're exactly right. You're exactly right. All right, let's get our race car people over here. Our big race car people. Dwaine and everybody. And I'm gonna move to this side right here. And we'll let y'all come in here and sit down. So let's talk some racing. Let's talk about Tristan McKee racing. Tristan, how'd you get involved in racing?
Well, my dad started me first, and then I moved into go-karts, and then into bandos, and then into late models.
Cool. So do you, I mean, is it something you really enjoy doing?
Yes.
So what's it been like? Have you been behind the wheel of the late model very much here lately, or?
Well, I raced a lot last year, and we're starting off the season this year.
Okay, now you got a crew chief. He needs a little help every now and then. So I'm sure you can help him out with that. Help him out with what he needs to do. Do you all have good communication on the racetrack?
Yes.
I mean, that's been limited probably so far, but do you understand? He's old, and that's hard to. It's hard to understand what he's talking about sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
Now you're running that late model and you're getting out of the car, and then all the other competitors are seeing this kid coming out of the car. What's their reaction on their face?
Sometimes they're mad, and sometimes they're like, "Good job." It just depends if they beat me or not.
So where did you race the late model at last year?
I raced Shenandoah, Carteret, Florence, Hickory, and that's it.
Jeez. You've been doing pretty good right now. How'd you do at Hickory? That's a whole nother world in itself.
Well, I was passing for 4th or 5th, and then I got in a wreck on the front stretch.
Who hit you?
I have no idea.
Oh, you don't know who hit you?
No.
I was wondering if it was one of them Leland Honeyman or some of them guys that run down there on a regular basis. So what's it like now to have another new driver this year? And basically, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, basically, he is young and basically a rookie altogether.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to tell you, it's been enjoyable working with him because he's impressed me from day one behind the wheel. I know Kenley's first race, right before the race, I was over that pace because I was nervous. I don't normally get nervous, but here I got him out there, and I've raced these guys as I'm getting ready, and it's just like, but once they dropped the green, I was fine because it was like, okay, he's got this. I mean, he does a good job behind the wheel.
So what's it like racing out there with some of these guys? I mean, they're way older than you, and do they push you around a little bit, or do they, do you hold your own with them? Tell us.
Sometimes, yeah, a little bit. Most of the time they're fine, but sometimes they do.
Wow. I know you raced with some of everybody. I mean, everybody up and down through here, and I'm gonna say it. And I don't want you to repeat it to anybody, but he is like a friend to me. He's a friend, but don't tell everybody.
Now
I have a reputation to hold.
Now you're driving that big late model, and I know it's probably a workout. Do you do like some exercises to help build up your strength for that late model?
Well, sometimes I have a stationary bike at home, and I ride that sometimes. And sometimes I do things. It just depends. We go practice a lot, so.
Have you done anything with the iRace and stuff? Have you done any of that?
I used to, but I don't know. I don't really like it because it's not really anywhere realistic to like the actual car in real life.
Wow. Okay. So, when you were in the Legends and you moved up, how big a learning curve did you have to go through for that?
Well, I didn't even race Legends because I'm still not old enough. I just practiced them.
Oh, you just practiced?
Yeah.
Well, you still were behind the wheel once. So how hard was the differential?
I would say they're harder to drive than late models because you're constantly on the wheel and turning, and they have like a lot more power with such a short wheelbase, and they get really loose.
Have you been following racing all your life to know what, you know, do you
Since
watch
I was, like,
racing? Do
5.
you watch racing all the
Yeah.
time?
Mhm.
So who, if you had to say who your favorite race car driver is, or somebody you look up to as a race car driver, who would it
As far as NASCAR, probably Kurt Busch.
Now, I know you've raced from sea to shining sea. I mean, what's been your favorite track that you've raced at?
Carteret.
Carteret.
be? Well, that's what I told you a few minutes ago. Carteret's a good place to race.
I wish Bando's raced there. I'd try it out.
So, all right, Dwaine, what is some of the hard things you still see that he needs to work on? Some of the things in your mind he needs to work on.
Still working on that. I mean, when he gets behind the wheel, he gives me 110% behind the wheel every time. I just want him to learn as far as these long races, which we ain't had many in one race on a lapper,
Yeah.
to learn how to save tires. He's good on the gas pedal, I can tell you that. He's better than a whole lot of grown-ups I've worked with.
Well, I mean, I've seen his name pop up a lot, you know, along the way. Since you and I started talking about it, but I mean, I've seen his name pop up a lot. So that's got to be a good thing that you've got your name out there and you're developing a reputation with the guys that you're racing against. So that's got to be cool.
Yeah.
So who are some of the guys that you've raced against that you just look up and say, oh man, look who I'm racing against now?
Well, a bunch of guys from here, like Connor Hall, and just a bunch of people like good late model racers.
So tell us about that. Tell us about the truck race down at Florence. I saw you racing. Tell me all about what all happened down there. I mean, talk trash about anybody you want to. We don't care.
I don't even remember who it was, but I got sent off into 3, and then the rear bumper cover came off and the spoiler came off, so I had to pit, and I guess they put another one on, and then I was like a few laps down, and then I just got back out there and kept running.
Who made the decision to put you in the late models? I mean, you have a little bit of, racing behind you, but who made the decision to put you in a late model?
Pretty much me and my dad. Yeah.
So dad had a lot to do with that, huh?
Yeah.
So I guess when I ask you who you need to thank, he's going to be one of the biggest ones, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I know you're happy. I know you're happy with all that.
So, I mean, what are going to be your plans for this year? Where all do you want to run?
Well, I want to try to run at like Florence, Carteret, maybe 1 or 2 races at Hickory. I mean, really anywhere I can, because anywhere I'm allowed to run for my age.
And how old are you?
11.
You're getting old, man. You need to get going here. You ain't got much time here. 11 years old. Who was the 11-year-old kid that won the modified race last week? There was an 11-year-old kid down at one of those tracks down in Carolina.
Paul Hartwig.
It's a little, yeah. He won a late model. So, gosh knows, 11-year-olds winning races and driving late models. And poor old Scott Allen, he can't even drive a Pro 6.
That's crazy. I wasn't even at a champ carts yet when I was 11, man. That's awesome.
What do you see yourself in 5 or 6 years from now? Where would you like to be? You take a normal progression of
Probably racing cars tour or whatever, because I'll be like 14 or 15 then, and then I'll be old enough. So probably racing for cars tour and doing as many races as I can.
Dwaine, what is the rule as far as age is requirement in these late models? Some of these races.
14 if you run NASCAR track.
So basically, you have to be on a non-NASCAR sanctioned track.
Yeah.
So how did you pull Hickory off?
I don't know if it's NASCAR or not.
The limiteds, I don't think.
Yeah, they're not NASCAR.
Oh, okay, all right. So you're basically a limited late model, basically, right?
Yeah,
Well,
well, like Carteret, that'll be full-blown late
Yeah.
model.
Okay.
And
So-
their limiteds, it ain't much different, so just a carburetor. That's it.
So will you be doing any like limiteds around here? Come run a limited races? Would you like to run some of those around here too?
well, I can't run in here because you still have to be 14 in the limited,
That's right.
and there's not really South
Yeah.
Boston. You have to be 14. And there's not many other tracks around that I can race here for limiteds.
How do you look at a guy who, I mean, I'm not trying to take anything away from him, because obviously he can drive a race car. I mean, I'm not going to say that, but to have a kid that's 11 years old,
Oh, it's different.
it's, I mean, different than anything you've had to deal with in the past. I mean, I can think back to some of the drivers you've had. An 11-year-old is, you know, that's a little bit different than anything.
But I can tell you, when he gets 14, everybody's gonna be running for second. I can tell you that.
Is the terminology different between, you know, with you and him as far as,
Not really. He can tell me some things about that car that grown-ups can't tell me about.
well, that's, I mean, that's a good thing, because, you know, sometimes with 11-year-old, you don't know exactly, I mean, can you feel the differences in the car when they work on the car as far as making changes to it? Can you feel these differences?
Yeah, I can tell the difference whether it's good or bad or whatever.
Well, how much detail do you go into with him as far as the changes you make?
I'll tell them about every time I change something, I'll tell them I did it. And I try to explain to them what I did.
So to make sure he's feeling the right thing when he does go out there. And that's pretty cool that you got, you know, at 11 years old, you got that down where you pretty much know.
Mhm.
And of course, you ain't got no slouch over there beside you either, because he knows what he's doing. So,
And he works with me at the shop. He does anything I ask him to do. I mean,
so you go spend time in the shop and working on the cars and everything too?
Yeah, I'm usually there every day. After school, I come over there.
Well, that's cool. I mean, and I think that's a good thing, because you need to have that. And I'm not going to, you know, I've said this before. Some of the kids I've seen come along, they don't appreciate the fact of what they've got. They don't work on the car. They just go show up, race, you know, and we've had a few of them here. So, you know, that we're over their head, but, you know, but I'm glad to see he's like that. I mean, he does come out and work on it.
he's like a Carteret. He's back there taking a shock off of him and putting the shock back on.
How many guys you got working down there with you as far as?
Just one, two right now.
So, have you got a crew together for races when you go to the races? And
Just me and another guy and his daddy. And his daddy spots for him.
oh, now there's another question I need to ask right there. How is it having daddy spotting for you?
Most of the time it's good.
Do we have-
Sometimes he yells.
He yells at you?
Most of the time it's excited yell.
That's an excited yell?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, his daddy does good on radio.
So do you,
Spotting.
do you listen or you go?
I listen. Try to anyway.
Do you have a spotter, Kathy?
I do, and it's the same thing for me. It's my dad that's spotting for me.
Well, I know you don't yell at him.
I try not to know. I barely talk on the radio. I'm focused and like, unless he's telling me who's outside, who's inside. I mean, he really doesn't talk that much, and I really don't talk that much. I mean, because in my 3 years that I was in karts, we didn't have radios at HRKC. So, I mean, I've just gotten used to not having somebody in my ear. So when I got into bandos, it was really different having somebody to talk to me. But it's still like, I told him, like, really just, I told him, I said, just if anybody's outside me, if anybody's bullying me, tell me. If not, I'm just going to do my thing.
That's good. I mean, you know, I've always said it's not, you know, I've heard people say, man, I don't want my daddy spotting for me, because me and him we can't talk while we're going along.
I mean, I don't talk much on the radio anyway, so.
What do you want to hear on the radio when you have a spotter up there talking to your dad up there talking to you about changing? What do you want to hear? What do you want to know?
Most of the time, like how far back a car is, or inside or outside, and you know, just caution or whatever like that.
Now, who who all built your stuff for your car, the chassis and everything? Who all was?
Torp Chassis in Richmond.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. And you hung the body.
No, the body was already.
Oh, you didn't hang the body? You're all right. You're all right. Don't worry about it. So who built your motors?
Rayvon.
Oh, you got pretty good. Yeah, you're doing pretty good, man. You got a good.
We had one Junior King motor, but we just took it out the other day.
So how much equipment do you have over there, Dwaine, that I know you gotta be excited about having some equipment, you know.
But his daddy gives us anything we need to win. I can't ask for nothing no more. I haven't worked with a team like this in a long time.
Does it have your excitement
Oh, yeah.
now that you got something different? I mean, I'm gonna be honest about it. I mean, the end of last year was kind of rough and things went in different directions. But I mean, I'm gonna put it out there like I see it. You're one of the best out there. So I mean, wow, it's good to see that you have the stuff that you can work with.
Yeah, it's a new challenge. I enjoy working with him. I just enjoy watching him drive a car around racetrack.
Now, how did you get in contact with each other?
V. Nichols, actually.
Oh.
He does our carburetors, so.
So you live in Williamsburg, right?
Yes.
Okay. So maybe we'll get to see you down here sometime soon, racing around here at Langley Speedway for a little bit. That'd be nice. It'd be great to have you down here.
I like this place. Like the track and everything.
Well, but you still have to work with him, you know. Make sure you can get him in the gate and everything when he comes in.
We've tested him.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he knows his way around here.
Well, that's cool. So you've done. How much testing have you done? I mean, I'm sure you've done a little more than. Well, not a little more. You can't do a whole lot.
Every chance we get, we test.
All right. Tell me about the tire situation. How's the tire situation going for you guys? I mean, I'm hearing all kinds of different things.
Not very good.
Not good. You can't get practice time. You know, and that kind of puts us behind because with him, I'd like to have new tires so he knows on qualifying and stuff, you know, on new stuccos. Because we practicing on old tires, and with his age and the experience he got, he don't know what he needs to feel on the old tires to be where he needs to be on the new tires for qualifying.
So, with you guys not really running one particular track, that's got to be another hang up with the tire situation for you guys, isn't it? But
most places we've been getting pole for the race.
Yeah.
So, but you practice on old stuff, so you don't.
Mm-hmm.
Can you feel the difference in between a new tire and an old tire?
Yes. Big difference.
Tell us what some of the differences are that you feel.
Well, I mean, if you have an older tire, it's obviously going to be more loose, and you cannot drive it nearly as far into the corner or get on the gas as early. And on new tires, you can do all those things.
You know, from his data standpoint, as far as, you know, I mean, he's the financial person behind the show and everything. How much in your looking around and seeing things, this supply chain situation we've got going on in the United States, it's really bad. I mean, I've heard guys say they can't get parts for cars. I've heard guys say they can't get tires. They can't do this. They can't do that. They're not sure they're going to be able to make the first race because they can't get stuff. They know it's coming, but they don't know when it's going to get here. How's that affected you guys?
It's not really affected us at all. Because I've been fortunate and I can get the parts.
No, I mean, that's good because a lot of people are not getting them. I mean, they're
Just
not.
can't get tires.
Yeah, it's been bad in the bandit community.
Yeah.
So when you go off and run another track and you get the 4 tires to run the race, do they keep those tires at the end of the day, or do you get to bring them with
I
you?
get to bring them out. And that's some practice time.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. Okay, I wanted to make sure that we were talking about the same thing. Well, that's pretty cool. I mean, you 11 years old and driving that late model and everything. and you got one of the best crew chiefs out there. So, I mean, good gosh. I mean, the stars are the limit for you right now. Go tell Dad, buy you an Xfinity car so you have one of those by the time you turn 16. So tell us who your sponsors and everything you got were helping you out this year.
Well, I mean, RV Warehouse, that's pretty much it.
RV Warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is that your dad's business?
Mm-hmm.
Mom and Dad say it out loud.
Mom and Dad.
You have to be able to say that,
Mm-hmm.
to make it right. So, and I think that's a good deal. Now I got a thing on here that says that you impressed somebody down at Southern National, how deep you were getting into the race and how deep you were getting into the racing turns and everything. Did you enjoy that racetrack down there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a fun track.
It's a lot of speed.
Unless you don't have good tires. If you have bad tires, sometimes it's not the best. Well, that's for any track, so.
That's the way it is anyway, no matter what you're looking at. So.
Yeah.
Well, I'm tickled to death. I can't wait. I'd like to see him race sometime. I mean, I like to see him. If it's a NASCAR track, I don't get to see much.
Come on, Colorado this weekend. You ain't got to worry about Richmond.
Yeah, I do now. If you'd have got me a week or so ago, I probably couldn't have. But no, I got them now. I got to go.
We'll let you know where we race at.
I would love to go to Carteret though. When you go to
I love that place.
if you go to Carteret again, just send me a note and say, hey, I'm going to Carteret, and I'm gonna try to get there because I love that place.
I want to take them to Goodyear too. He'd like that track.
Oh, at Goodyear.
That place is awesome.
The people at Goodyear are really great, and I'm not saying anything bad about the people anywhere else, but I'm saying Anthony Goodyear does a great job. He's really friendly and got a lot going on down
Yeah,
there.
we've been
Anthony.
we've been parked next to him a few times. He's really nice.
I can confirm they're running the Bando. They run everything really well and they're really nice. I mean, we brought one of their transponders home with us after last race, and they gave us the address to send it back to, and it was really easy.
Now, Joe Staples still down there? No, he's not. It's not that Goodyear now.
That's an old story for an old day.
Okay, I'm gonna get in there. Anyway, I'm gonna turn my attention here to Mr. Atley. So, how's it going to get back and get started racing again? I know you're ready to go.
It's been awesome getting back, and I've been excited because I've done my first 4 races actually, and I've gotten to try 3 different tracks. And I mean, it's really just for me, I've been just starting over. I really was just confined to Langley last year, and I just ran at Langley and then 1 race at Dominion. But I've tried 3 different tracks, and it's just been really awesome just trying different things because, Caraway is very different. Goodyear is very different. Southern National is a little bit different than Langley. So it's been really cool trying different stuff.
And hooking up with Dylan Spain is a good thing for you too. I mean, he's probably, as a bando, he's probably one of the best.
Yeah, Dylan's helped me out a ton. I mean, not just with the setups, but also with just like racecraft. He's helped me a ton. And then all the other Dylan Spain drivers, they've helped coach me. Phoenix has helped me. Brody's helped me. Carson's helped me. Bryson's helped me.
Now, Phoenix is going to help you until you beat her.
That's right.
When you beat her, you ain't gonna get much else from her.
Yeah, I mean,
She don't lose. She don't lose very well. I'm just kidding. I mean, she's all right. I'm just kidding. I'm just trying to start something.
that's right.
So I know it had to be good for you guys to see Aiden back out there racing last week. I mean, with all he's been through.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was awesome to see him back there. I know he was really excited to be back there out in the track, and he actually did really well. He did the whole race, and he was running up in the top 3 for a little bit. He was doing well, and I know after the race he was a little bit sore, but on the next day he was all better, and I think hopefully we'll see him at the track more.
So now, when all you Dylan Spain drivers get together out there, I mean, I know y'all look up at her and say, she's the main one out here, isn't it? That's why y'all look at her.
I mean,
Don't tell the truth now. I don't want you to tell the truth.
I'm telling the truth. I think that, everybody on the team is kind of like the main, all of everybody has their own parts. And I don't think anybody's just the main show. Of course, I mean, she's always one to watch every single race, but I mean, everybody else on the team is always up there as well.
I'm just teasing. I tease her too. I mean, she's the big. I had a big thrill when I was at Goodyear that time. I went down there for that Goodyear race when she won the race. They handed me the checker flag and told me to take it, give her the checker flag. And that was a big deal for me. I thought, all right, and I like Phoenix. Phoenix is a heck of a race car driver. So you may see her coming along, one of these days. But you all got to learn how to beat her.
Yeah.
So where you gonna race most of you racing at this year?
Well, we're gonna do the full season at Langley just because I mean it's 30 minutes away from us and it's kind of our home, but we're hoping to race at Dominion, hoping to be able to come back to Goodyear again, maybe Southern National again, maybe Caraway again, maybe Shenandoah, and I mean anything else. I mean we want to race as much as possible, and if Langley doesn't have a date, then if there's anywhere else, we might just head there. Maybe Florence. We'll see.
You can just jump in there and go. I like that.
Yeah, it's been really awesome just trying new tracks.
Tell Daddy you need to buy you a couple more bands so you can have a different one for every track.
We got 3. That's enough.
One of them was my old ones.
That's right. We went to the RV warehouse and we picked up one of his old bandos. So.
All right, I'm gonna go back to you over there. I'm on big boy. You got him. You're working with him. Who else are you working with this year? Maybe not working with, but going to kind of help out from time to time with them.
Jarrett that supposed to run over here. He's a rookie. I'm gonna give him a hand when we racing, but he's my main focus. Justin Carroll, I help him when we ain't racing.
Is Justin gonna be running any of the trucks? I know he's supposed to have a truck race.
He's supposed to run model.
And Watkins Glen, I heard too.
Okay.
Well, that's cool. So I'm sure he'll run the big late model races around too.
Yeah.
So you'll be busy with different types of race cars.
Oh yeah. But he's my main man this year.
I wish we could get him approved to race some of these tracks around here. I know it's NASCAR approved.
They don't want that.
They don't want that.
They don't want that.
Oh, he said you might scare them guys. What's it like when you outrun some of them big name guys? I mean that's gotta be good, but I'm sure they don't particularly. How many times they jumped in your cases?
They ain't jumped in my case yet, but I'm sure it's coming. But whatever, I got his back.
Well, you got it going on. You ought to be happy to be in the position you're in. I mean, it's really, really cool to be in the position you're in. And even though you have him as a crew chief, it's one of those things. You gotta take the good with the bad. All right, Atley, who's your sponsors for this year? I know you got a great big long list.
So let's see. So I got a thing. Let's see. So Juan's Mexican Cafe and Cantina, Premier Heating and Air Services, Sign Media, Bobby's Auto Service Center, Body by D, Dayton Wiese State Farm, Go-To Property Services, Intensity Broadcasting, my mom and dad, my mammal and granddaddy, Creekside Catering, Dylan Spain Motorsports, and Ames Oil, East Coast Synthetics, and Damon's Lawn Service and Landscape. And I'm very blessed to just have that long list of sponsors.
Yeah, you are. It's a pretty good deal. I mean, to have all of them. Now, you said Bobby's what?
Bobby's Auto Service Center.
Where's that at?
That's in my hometown of Hayes, Virginia.
Oh, okay. Well, I know there's a Bobby's somewhere else too. I don't know if that was the same place. But anyway, well, it's pretty good. You got all those great sponsors and mom and dad, they just help you get going and get all this racing going. So
I'm excited for this season.
So you be here mostly. I mean, you're gonna come here and race mostly.
Yeah, we're gonna do the full season here.
Win a championship.
Maybe, we'll see.
Now you got all them girls racing against you this year.
I think this year it's gonna be an awesome year because we're gonna have it's gonna be a great field of a very talented.
Oh, it's gonna be a bunch of bandos from what I hear. It's gonna be a good,
yeah.
good group
And
of bandos.
I think I know last year we had 4 different winners, 5 different winners. I think 4. I think this year the bandos might break that record because I mean there's gonna be everybody's, and then I think we're gonna see maybe a lot more North Carolina drivers maybe coming up here as well to race, just because I mean Langley's really made a name for itself as a premier bandolero racing track.
Now, you got the Causey girls gonna be racing this year. Miley Cyrus, I call her. She's gonna be racing this year. So, I mean, you got some girls. I don't know if Phoenix is gonna be coming up here much to race. I don't know if I hadn't heard anything about her racing up here. But you can't let them girls back there beat you like that, though.
Yeah, I mean I think everybody's got a chance to win. I mean
when you get to the bumper of one of those girls, knock them out of the way and go win the race.
I plan on doing that.
I mean, you got to be able to do that. You can't be nice to them. I've seen you guys, all you bandolero drivers. I see y'all when somebody wins a race. Now you got rid of Riley Music. That's one good thing. But you got all those guys there. All y'all come out of the woodwork when somebody wins a race. Y'all are down here just support. You got to get mad at them.
Yeah, I've always felt.
Okay, you got to get mad. They beat you. Go get them. Don't talk. Don't sit there and talk to them. Talk trash to them.
I'm not good at that, unfortunately. I'm not good at that.
You sure?
I'm very sure I'm not good at that.
Them girls, one of them girls get out of that band, they come over there and they liable to talk trash to you.
I gotta defend myself though.
Now, your mama told you can't hit girls. You can't hit a girl. You can't hit a girl, can you? You can't hit a girl.
Nope.
Have you raced against many girls?
Mm-hmm.
They beat you?
Not really.
Well, at least she's honest about it. I mean, it didn't really beat you. But it is going to be a good field of bandos. And I do like the fact that you guys are all friendly and you enjoy being around each other. Now that you got rid of Riley Music, I mean, everybody can be really friendly now. So were you good friends with Riley too?
Yeah, Riley, his family, they helped us out a ton when we were first getting started. They helped us just get our feet into it, and I appreciate that. I mean, and the painters, they helped us a little bit. The Williams, they helped us, especially at Dominion when we went there for the first time. They helped us out a lot there. And I mean, when we first joined, I mean, a lot of people just kind of, they said, if we needed anything, they'd be happy to help us. And I think that's really awesome that everybody's stepping up to help each other. And I think for all the rookies this year, I think that it'd be awesome. I think we're going to see the same thing with a lot of the experienced drivers, helping the rookies out. So.
Yeah, I think so too. Uh-oh, he's over there talking strategy already, right? All right, well, that's our show for tonight. I appreciate everybody being here with us. I mean, it's really good y'all came all the way down here to be a part of this. Go see Atley around here a lot. You gonna be coming up here in the booth any this year?
Maybe. I hope so.
Well, I heard Brian said he didn't want you up here no more because he said you might take his job.
I know Scott, he talked about it, and well, here I am now. Hopefully, Scott.
Let me tell you something. I'll tell you straight up. Scott. I had Brian. Brian came over here. Brian White was here. Hunter Waltrip came over here and did it one night. I was supposed to have Butterbean here last week to be the co-host, and he flaked out on me. But we got you over here. And so far, the show has gone so much better without Scott.
No, Scott does a good job, but I know this is what he was fearing.
Well, and I know he wrote a note up here earlier, something about he was gonna knock you out of the chair. So you don't think Scott, you think Scott does a good job?
Yeah.
I'm glad he can do a good job, because he sure can't drive a race car.
No comment.
Have you ever had a restart and you hit the wrong, well, you probably haven't, you might have, hit the wrong pedal on the restart?
Not yet.
You haven't? Well, don't let Scott talk to you.
I almost wrecked the whole field at Caraway.
You did?
Yeah.
How did you almost wreck the whole field?
Coming into turns 1 and 2, I pushed up the track and I hit another car and I hit the curb and it was just a mess. And I probably, at that race at Caraway, I probably had to hit every single thing except for the pace car. I hit every single wall in every single corner and the straightaways. I had all the cars and I should have hit that Dodge convertible and I would have been perfect.
At least you didn't
I don't
do
know
what
if you
Connor
can do
Jones
that.
did.
Now, what about you? Have you ever had one of those bad starts where you?
Yeah.
I'm looking at you and you just act like, what the heck are you talking about?
We all have.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, that's cool. Anyway, that's our show for tonight. Next week, I'm going to have Jesse Owuji. You know who Jesse Owuji is?
Oh, yeah.
You know who Jesse Owuji is? He's an Xfinity driver. He's
Don't we have to do the drawing for the thing?
Oh yeah, we got to do the drawing. I'm glad you reminded me, because I'd have gone right on and done without it. Well, you see who's up there on the list. I get it. Not done yet. See, I don't have Scott here. That's one thing he is good at, is computer. All right, Atley.
So it's just everybody in the chat?
Yep, everybody that's been in the chat gets a chance to win. And of course, you know you did. I saw what you were going to do. I saw that before we got started.
We gotta make this we gotta have like a number generator or something.
Well, I don't have all that. I'm not all that technical.
All right, we're getting one. Bear with us.
Here, you can open a tab.
How many people?
Let's see. Let's see here. One. Does Scott
two,
count?
Scott don't count.
Okay.
Scott don't count when he is here.
1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4.
4. Let's see.
5,
Five.
6, 7. 7.
All right, seven people
7 people.
in the comments.
All right, number 5.
Number 5. So who is that?
Rodney Davis.
Rodney Davis. Oh God. Rodney Davis got the tickets for Martinsville.
Well, congratulations, Rodney.
Do you know Rodney?
Didn't he? Did he get the champ card? Was that?
For his grandson.
Yeah, he bought my champ card, my old champ card.
Isn't there 2 people that we have to pick?
No, it's one person gets both tickets.
Oh.
So he can bring somebody with him. I don't know who's going to go with Rodney anywhere. All right, Rodney.
Congratulations.
Rodney, I'll be in touch with you just to get so you can be in touch. You got to get in touch with Brian. So that's the big thing. Guys, thank you so much. It was a lot of fun to have you guys here.
Thank you.
It was nice to learn a lot about you. I'm sorry with all you've got to deal with, but it'll work out someday. So do the best you can. You do the best you can.
Thank you.
And don't let them girls beat you up too much. I don't want you to get to that point. I don't want them girls beating you. But anyway, all right, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks to the parents. Your parents for bringing you over. I'm sorry. Do you have to ride back with him? You gotta ride back home with him too?
No.
Oh.
Back to the shop.
Oh, you going back to work?
No, I'm going to the RV.
I'm missing this. What you
So
gonna
we
do?
have a shop.
Oh, you're going to the RV shop.
Yes, and our RV is at the shop, and we're spending the night there.
Oh, okay. I got you. I was a little confused there for a second. Come spend the night at the RV shop?
Our RV is parked at the RV shop.
That's
and
what
we're
I'm saying.
spending-
You
yeah.
gonna go spend the night at the RV
Yeah.
shop? Okay. All right. You know what you could do?
What?
You know, it'd be really nice. You and your daddy go pull that RV up to Richmond and park it up there so I can use it in Richmond. That'd be,
Okay.
anyway, that's cool. All right, thanks everybody. We'll see you again next week. Thanks, Dwaine. Glad to have you with us.
Glad to be here, buddy.
Good luck to the rest of the year.
See you.